The power hidden in your Scorpio birthday. There's a reason why two Scorpios born under the same constellation can walk two completely different destinies. They both carry the same symbol, the scorpion born of shadow, desire, and resurrection, yet one rises to lead nations while another struggles quietly in silence. Why? Because the truth is, not all Scorpio power is the same. Some were born to influence hearts with nothing but a look, a whisper, a knowing smile. Others were forged in fire souls who have died 1,000 emotional deaths only to rise again transformed and unbreakable. And then there are those rare Scorpios whose very presence bends the energy in a room, leaders, healers, visionaries, carrying a divine code, the universe placed inside them long before birth. This is not just astrology. It's the secret architecture of Scorpio's spiritual DNA, the unseen code that shapes how your power, passion, and destiny are expressed through your birthday. Each Scorpio carries a power frequency, a vibration, that determines how you transform, how you love, and how you rise after pain. Those frequencies shift throughout Scorpio season, from the Libra cusp at the dawn of October to the fiery edge of Sagittarius at the end of November. And tonight, we uncover those hidden codes, what they mean for your soul, and which among you were born to command, to heal, or to ascend beyond the limits of this world. For decades, I've studied these cycles, the secret currents that flow beneath Scorpio energy, and what I've discovered is this: your birth date is not an accident. It's the divine signature of how the universe designed your transformation. Maybe you've always felt different from other Scorpios. Maybe you've wondered why you crave intensity when others fear it, or why silence to you feels more powerful than words. That difference is your code. And once you understand it, everything changes. Because Scorpio is not just a sign, it's a journey of the soul. From charm to mastery, from destruction to rebirth, from power to peace. Each phase of Scorpio season reveals a new level of this sacred path. So, in this exploration, Scorpio Power Secrets. The most dominant birthdays finally revealed will travel through 5 distinct gateways of Scorpio energy. You'll discover where your birthday fits within this hidden hierarchy and what your soul came here to learn through it. But before we begin, remember this: power in Scorpio is never about control, it's about transformation. The more you understand your darkness, the closer you come to your light. Now, take a deep breath, Scorpio. We're about to uncover the secret written in your stars, the one that explains why your energy feels unlike anyone else's. Real power isn't found in control, it's found in awareness. The Scorpio who understands their own shadow becomes unstoppable. Chapter 1. The Shadow Diplomat, October 23rd to 30th. Every Scorpio season begins quietly like a shadow moving across water. And within that stillness, those born between October 23rd and October 30th awaken with a different kind of power. Theirs is not the fire that burns or the storm that roars. It is the calm before transformation, the magnetic whisper that makes people turn their heads without knowing why. Early Scorpios are children of two worlds, Libra's charm and Scorpio's depth. They carry the grace of air and the mystery of water. While pure Scorpios pierce through life with raw intensity, these souls persuade influence and weave through emotions with delicate precision. They don't conquer, they enchant. Their presence is subtle, yet unforgettable. They know how to make people feel seen, desired, and understood, but always on their own terms. It's as if they were born with a secret radar for human emotion, scanning every motive, every silence, every lie. They can sense energy before words are spoken, and that's where their real strength lies. Many early Scorpios become the silent strategists of life. They don't rush into battle, they study the battlefield. While others are busy fighting for attention, these Scorpios are already 5 moves ahead. They influence decisions, shift dynamics, and guide outcomes without ever revealing how they did it. It's the energy of the chess master, a mind that rules through awareness, not force. But power born in silence comes with its own temptation. The same ability to see deeply can lead to manipulation if not handled with wisdom. When hurt, early Scorpios might retreat behind masks, pretending indifference while plotting justice in the shadows. Libra's need for harmony battles Scorpio's craving for control, and the result can be inner conflict, a storm behind calm eyes. If you were born in this window, you've likely felt misunderstood. People sense your power but can't quite name it. They think you're mysterious, alluring, perhaps even intimidating. But inside, you're constantly balancing two forces, the urge to connect and the instinct to protect. Your soul came here to master that balance. Because when you align Libra's diplomacy with Scorpio's emotional truth, you become a force that transforms without destruction. You heal by listening. You lead by example. Your words don't shout, they echo. And that is the purest form of influence. In relationships, you love deeply but cautiously. You test loyalty in silence. You observe, you read, you feel before you open up. When you trust, your devotion is infinite, but when betrayed, you never forget. Forgiveness comes slowly, if at all. Not because you're cruel, but because your soul remembers every energy exchange as a lesson. Your spiritual journey, Scorpio of late October, is about using your insight to uplift, not to control. You were born with a diplomat's charm and a healer's depth, a rare combination that can disarm hostility and open hearts. But you must remember, power hidden in shadows must eventually face the light. Only then does influence become wisdom. Comment if this resonates with you. Were you born in the first days of Scorpio season? Do you feel that constant pull between grace and control, between wanting peace and needing power? Share your birthday below. Let's see how many silent strategists walk among us. Life Lesson, Chapter 1. True mastery is not the power to persuade others, but the strength to remain calm when your soul is tested. And as Scorpio's season deepens, the air thickens with something darker, more ancient, the energy that doesn't whisper anymore but burns. It's the week when Scorpio's heart awakens, where transformation stops being a choice and becomes destiny. That's where we're heading next, into the Phoenix Core. Chapter 2. The Phoenix Core. October 31st, November 7th. When the calendar turns to the final days of October, the Scorpio season reaches its heart. The air thickens, the shadows sharpen, and within this sacred week from October 31st to November 7th, Scorpio's true essence is born, raw, magnetic, unfiltered. If the early Scorpios whisper their power, this group embodies it. They don't observe from the edges. They walk straight into the fire and dare it to burn them. For them, transformation is not a metaphor, it's a lifestyle. They've died 100 emotional deaths and rebuilt themselves from dust each time. They are the living symbol of Scorpio's ancient totem, the phoenix. These are the souls who rise from betrayal, from heartbreak, from collapse, not just standing again, but stronger, wiser, more radiant. They are ruled by Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, and Mars, the planet of drive. Together, these forces make them unstoppable. They're drawn to intensity because they understand that truth can only be found in the ashes of what's been destroyed. They don't fear endings, they become them. Because they know endings are simply the universe's way of clearing the path for something real. But with that power comes a heavy burden. To live as the phoenix is to be burned repeatedly. Pain for them is not rare, it's routine. They attract deep lessons, karmic relationships and situations that test the limits of their soul. Yet, through each trial, they shed what no longer serves them and emerge more awake than before. In love, these Scorpios are legendary. They don't love halfway. They love with body, mind, and spirit. To them, intimacy is sacred, a merging of souls, not just hearts. Their partners often describe the connection as transformative, and it's true once you've loved a Phoenix Scorpio, you're never the same again. But their intensity can consume as much as it heals. If they feel betrayed, their fire turns inward, pain becomes poison, love becomes obsession. And in that darkness, they face their greatest lesson: how to transform destruction into renewal. Career-wise, these Scorpios excel where depth and truth are required. Psychology, healing, research, investigation, the arts. They're drawn to uncovering what others fear to touch. They look at the world not for what it shows, but for what it hides. And when they find that truth, they expose it with surgical precision. Spiritually, they are the alchemists of the zodiac. They can take pain and turn it into wisdom, rejection into revelation. When others crumble, they rebuild. When others fear the dark, they find light within it. They don't avoid wounds, they study them until they reveal the soul's secret. If your birthday falls in this sacred week, your gift is transformation. You are the mirror of life's deepest truth. What dies in you is never the end. It's the beginning of who you're meant to become. You are the reminder that power is not about perfection, it's about evolution. That love, when purified by pain, becomes wisdom. And that darkness, when faced bravely, becomes light. Comment if this speaks to your soul. Were you born in the heart of Scorpio season? Have you ever lost everything only to find your true self waiting in the ruins? Share your story. You might inspire another phoenix to rise tonight. Life lesson. Chapter 2. Transformation doesn't begin when life burns you. It begins when you decide to rise. As Scorpio season continues, something begins to shift again. The flames that once consumed now stabilize into strength. The fire becomes a foundation, discipline, structure, endurance. The next generation of Scorpios doesn't just survive the ashes, they build empires upon them. And that brings us to the next chapter, the Legacy Builder, November 8th, November 14th. Chapter 3, The Legacy Builder, November 8th, November 14th. After the fires of transformation, something remarkable happens within the Scorpio soul. The chaos that once burned uncontrollably begins to solidify into purpose. The emotions that once consumed now become tools of focus and creation. And this is where we meet the Scorpios born between November 8th and November 14th, the Legacy Builders. These souls were born carrying the vibration of Saturn, the planet of discipline, patience, and responsibility. When Scorpio's emotional depth merges with Saturn's structure, something sacred emerges, a person who doesn't just rise from the ashes, but builds kingdoms upon them. They are the architects of transformation. While early Scorpios learn to influence and the Phoenix core learns to rise, the Legacy Builders learn to endure. They don't chase change, they stabilize it. They know how to channel chaos into construction, turning pain into purpose and dreams into plans. From an early age, these Scorpios carry a quiet sense of duty. They often feel older than their peers, more aware of life's weight and consequence. They become the ones others lean on, the anchor in the storm. But beneath that strength lies a truth only they know. Sometimes the pillar trembles even if it never falls. Their energy is slow burning, methodical, and enduring. They don't rush destiny, they build it brick by brick. When others are chasing applause, they're mastering the craft. And when others give up, they're just getting started. That's what makes this group unstoppable. They've learned that patience is power. In love, they seek stability more than excitement. They don't fall fast, but when they do, it's for life. Their devotion is practical and profound. They'll protect what they love, build for it, sacrifice for it. But when that love is betrayed, they don't explode. They withdraw, rebuild, and rise higher without ever looking back. Their revenge is success. Spiritually, these Scorpios are here to teach the world the true meaning of resilience. The Phoenix may rise, but the builder remains standing. They show us that true strength is not found in moments of glory, but in the quiet persistence of the soul that refuses to break. Many legacy builders become leaders, founders, or mentors, the people who hold others together. They have the rare ability to balance emotion with reason, intuition with practicality. And though they may appear reserved, There's a fire inside them, one that never goes out because it's no longer burning wildly. It's contained, refined, sacred. If your birthday falls in this sacred window, your gift is endurance. You are the one who keeps walking when others stop, who keeps believing when others doubt. You are the reminder that consistency itself is a spiritual act, because every day you choose to keep building, you honor your transformation. Comment if this resonates with you. Were you born in the second half of Scorpio season? Do you feel like you've carried responsibility your whole life, even when no one asked you to? Share your story. There's power in being seen by those who understand your quiet strength. Life Lesson, Chapter 3. The most sacred power is not in rising once it's in rising every day without losing faith. And as we move deeper into November, the frequency of Scorpio energy begins to peak once again. The builders who laid foundations through patience and perseverance now give way to something even more commanding, a force of leadership dominance and divine authority. These are the Scorpios who don't just endure the storm, they become the storm. Next, we step into the realm of the Divine Commander, November 15th, November 20th. Chapter 4, The Divine Commander, November 15th, November 20th. By mid-November, Scorpio energy reaches its absolute peak. It is no longer whispering, no longer rebuilding, it commands. The air itself feels heavier, as though charged with invisible purpose. Those born between November 15th and November 20th carry within them the most powerful fusion of Mars and Pluto, Scorpio's two ruling planets. One rules the battlefield, the other rules the underworld. Together, they create a soul that does not merely survive, it dominates destiny. These are the Scorpios who walk into a room and shift the atmosphere without a word. Their presence has gravity. People feel it before they understand it, an energy of confidence, authority, and intensity that demands respect. They are born leaders, not because they seek power, but because their spirit naturally organizes chaos. The Divine Commanders are visionaries. They see not just what is, but what could be. They look at limitations and see opportunity. They look at endings and see rebirth. It's as if they were born with an ancient memory and knowing that life bends toward those who dare to direct it. But here lies their greatest test. The very power that makes them extraordinary can also consume them. Their desire for truth and control can turn into domination. Their passion for justice can slip into vengeance. When misused, their intensity becomes tyranny, a storm that leaves no survivors. That is the shadow of command. To master this, the Divine Commander must learn a higher truth. Leadership is not about control, it's about stewardship. Real power uplifts others. It doesn't crush them. The strongest Scorpio is not the one who wins every battle, but the one who knows when to lay down the sword. In love, these Scorpios are all or nothing. They want loyalty, honesty, and spiritual connection that feels fated. Their partners often feel as if they've been chosen by destiny itself, and in many ways, they have. To love a Scorpio born in this window is to step into fire willingly and to emerge transformed. Their devotion is fierce, but their expectations are equally high. They can forgive almost anything except betrayal. Career-wise, Divine Commanders excel wherever strength, vision, and conviction are required. Leadership, business, law, activism, or spiritual guidance. They are the catalysts who inspire revolutions, rebuild systems, and awaken collective change. People follow them not because they are loud, but because they are certain. Spiritually, they represent the highest octave of Scorpio's purpose, the Supreme Phoenix. They don't just rise from ashes, they rise with wisdom, guiding others through their own rebirth. When they merge power with compassion, they become unstoppable forces for good. They remind us that transformation isn't only personal, it's cosmic. Through them, the universe moves mountains. If you were born between November 15th and November 20th, your soul came here to lead not through fear, but through faith. You were given extraordinary power because you are meant to use it with extraordinary heart. Your mission is not to control the world, but to help it evolve. When you use your fire to light others instead of burn them, you fulfill your divine purpose. Comment if this speaks to your spirit. Were you born in these final days of Scorpio's rule? Do you feel the pull between power and peace, control and compassion? Tell your story below. Your journey might help another Scorpio master their own fire. Life Lesson Chapter 4. Power finds its highest form not in domination, but in devotion. The true leader commands from the heart. And as Scorpio season nears its end, a mysterious transition begins. The flames of power soften into light and the soul turns toward freedom. Standing between two worlds are those born on the cusps, carrying dual energies that make them both paradox and prophecy. They are neither fully Scorpio nor fully something else, and that's exactly what makes them rare. Next, we enter the final chapter, the threshold souls, the Scorpio cusps. Chapter 5, the threshold souls. The Scorpio cusps, October 23rd, 24 and November 21st. At the edges of Scorpio's season, something extraordinary happens. The veil between worlds begins to thin, and those born on the cusps at the dawn or the end of Scorpio carry within them a rare duality. They are the threshold souls walking between constellations shaped by two cosmic forces that rarely coexist in one human heart. At the very beginning, around October 23rd and 24th, lives the Libra-Scorpio cusp, known as the cusp of drama and criticism. These souls blend Libra's air of charm with Scorpio's depth of water. They are articulate, magnetic, and keenly aware of justice and truth. Words are their weapon and their art. They can disarm with diplomacy or wound with precision. At their best, they use language as light, revealing truth where others hide it. At their worst, that same sharpness can turn to judgment, leaving scars they never intended. Spiritually, Libra, Scorpio, cusp souls are here to balance the heart with the mind. They must learn that not every truth needs to be spoken, and not every silence is weakness. When they master this, their influence becomes extraordinary. They can unite where others divide, heal where others hurt, and communicate truths that awaken consciousness itself. Then, at the end of the season, November 21st, we meet the Scorpio-Sagittarius cusp, the cusp of revolution. These souls carry Scorpio's emotional depth, fused with Sagittarius's fiery vision. They are explorers of both soul and sky. They crave freedom as much as they crave meaning. They seek experiences that shake the soul awake. Travel philosophy, spirituality, rebellion. To them, life is not a cycle of survival. It's a quest for expansion. But this dual energy can feel like a constant tug of war. One part wants intensity and control. The other wants release and adventure. This paradox makes them restless yet brilliant, a soul that cannot be contained. They will break rules, challenge systems, and redefine what's possible. They are the ones who turn pain into purpose and freedom into faith. If you were born on either cusp, you are a bridge between logic and emotion, between depth and discovery, between two worlds that rarely meet. Your soul didn't come here to fit neatly into categories. You came to show others that identity is fluid, that power wears many faces, and that transformation never stops at one form. Libra, Scorpio, cuspers reveal the truth within beauty. Scorpio, Sagittarius, cuspers reveal the freedom within truth. Together, they complete the circle of Scorpio's evolution, the beginning and the end of transformation. Comment if you're a cusp-born Scorpio. Do you feel like you live in two worlds, never fully one sign, yet more powerful because of it? Share your birthday below and tell us how your dual nature shapes your path. Life Lesson Chapter 5. To live between worlds is not a curse, it's a calling. You are the bridge where others find balance. And now, as we reach the end of Scorpio's sacred journey, all its forms, the strategist, the phoenix, the builder, the commander, and the threshold soul merge into one truth. Scorpio power isn't measured by dominance or mystery alone. It's measured by how deeply you're willing to transform and how courageously you rise when everything falls apart. Let's close this journey with the final reflection, Scorpio's eternal lesson. Life lesson and conclusion. The eternal power of Scorpio. So, we've traveled through every phase of Scorpio's sacred season, from the subtle elegance of the Shadow Diplomat, to the unyielding fire of the Phoenix core, to the patience and endurance of the Legacy Builder, the commanding vision of the Divine Commander, and finally, the infinite balance of the Threshold Souls. Each one is a reflection of the same truth. Scorpio is not a sign, it's a journey of becoming. It is the path from illusion to truth, from destruction to rebirth, from ego to enlightenment. No other sign carries this depth. No other sign lives through as many symbolic deaths and resurrections. That's why Scorpio energy feels ancient, almost divine, because it understands what most of the world forgets, that nothing real can ever be lost, and nothing false can survive forever. You were not born under Scorpio by accident. You were chosen to see beneath the surface, to feel what others avoid, to love beyond fear, and to rise from every ending the universe places in your path. And while others may call you intense, mysterious, or intimidating, the truth is simpler. You are awake in a world that fears awakening. Every Scorpio, regardless of birthday, walks through 3 spiritual gates in their lifetime. First, the gate of power, where you learn control. Then, the gate of loss, where you surrender what no longer serves. And finally, the gate of wisdom, where you transform pain into purpose. How fast or slow you move through them depends on your awareness, but all will pass through sooner or later. So, if life feels heavy, remember this: it's not breaking you, it's forging you. Each betrayal, each silence, each ending, each rebirth, these are the fires that sculpt your spirit into something unshakable. You are not meant to stay in ashes, you are meant to rise. That is the real secret of Scorpio power. Not dominance, not mystery, transformation. Because when you master your own darkness, you no longer fear anyone else's. And when you learn to forgive without forgetting to love, without losing yourself, and to let go without bitterness, that's when you become unstoppable. Your birthday is just the code, but how you live it is the masterpiece. So look back at your own story. Where have you fallen? Where have you rebuilt? And what has each fall taught you about your light? Comment below with your birth date and what kind of Scorpio you feel you are. The strategist, the phoenix, the builder, the commander, or the threshold soul. Let's see the constellation of power that we create together. And if these words spoke to your heart, subscribe to the Path to Buddhist Wisdom. Because here, every zodiac sign is more than astrology. It's a mirror of your soul's awakening. Final life lesson. The true strength of Scorpio is not in control, revenge, or power, but in the courage to die to the old self and rise again wiser and freer than before.